Greetings, fellow Earthlings. I'm Prince Alfie, and this reading I'm about to do is a recent past, present time, and near future reading. So we're going to see where you were in your past, where you currently are, and where you're heading. Right. So for the recent past, we have the Six of Cups, Nine of Wands, and Ten of Pentacles. So with the Six of Cups, it talks about nostalgia. With the Nine of Wands, it talks about being a wounded warrior. With the Ten of Pentacles, it talks about a stable foundation. Now, the message for the recent past is, I feel like a lot of us experienced a lot of nostalgia coming up from the recent past where we've been wounded, right? We fought a lot of these battles and had a lot of experiences that were negative for us, right? But these experiences that were negative or traumatic, to say, they are meant to lead us to this stable foundation, right? They're there to help us define what a stable foundation is for us. And this is what the ancestors are trying to do with us, especially in our recent past going into our present time, is to figure out how to maintain that stable foundation, right? So we don't slip back into the old ways of doing things. And I just want to make a point with this Nine of Wands being the wounded warrior. Talks about you still being that warrior, right? Just because we've gone through battles, it doesn't mean it has taken that warrior away from us, right? Or out of us. We are still that fighting force for positivity, for greatness, for success, for beauty, for all of those nice things in our lives, right? For what creates that stable foundation. And I heard with this as well, you see all of these little droplets that are coming off of that plant, or the plants in there, right? I feel like that is the emotion of experiencing these traumatic experiences, right? And the ancestors are saying we should try not to bottle those emotions up, because that is how they get the better of us, right? That is how they control us. And in order to overcome that is to cry, right? Just cry your eyes out. Feel the feelings of experiencing those things, but then release them after you've had that moment of expression. Once you've expressed yourself from feeling these things, that is where you start to feel that stableness coming in, right? Going into the present time, we have the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Emperor. Okay, so the Knight of Swords talks about taking very quick action towards something, right? And the quick action is because we have the knowledge, the wisdom, and the clarity about the situation in order to make those quick changes or those quick steps forward, right? To take that very fast action. But now when we get to the Seven of Wands, it feels like a blockage, right? So in our present time, the ancestors are making us aware of some sort of blockage that is preventing us from actually moving forward very quickly, right? And this blockage has got to do with authenticity. It's got to do with control, right? It's got to do with your sense of ownership and also leadership, right? So the ancestors want us to take control, to take the leadership role when it comes to empowering ourselves, motivating ourselves, right? To stay in a state of flow with our desires and with the life we are trying to create for ourselves. Now, when it comes to this, the Seven of Wands, it also talks about defensiveness, right? So trying to defend yourself against people, places, things, times, energies that are making you feel like they're not in alignment with you, that they're fighting against you, right? And this energy being in the center of the reading is being brought to the forefront because it's like that's what we are currently experiencing, right? And we need to make the conscious decision to release those things in order to have that control over it. Because if you're holding on tightly to it, you're not giving it room for it to spread out or to grow or to manifest or whatever the case, right? But we need to let go of that sense of needing to defend ourselves, because every human on this earth has the right to be who they are, has the right to experience whatever they want to experience in their life on a positive note, right? And everything we experience in life is in order for us to grow. So the ancestors are making us aware of at this time that we need to take control over the situations that we're faced with, because that is how we mold and manifest the things that we desire to have in our lives. Now, going into the near future, we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the World. So when it comes to the Nine of Cups, it talks about wish fulfillment, right? So our near future, there is wish fulfillment. It looks like the ancestors are gifting us with what we desire, what we've been working towards, because we have stayed committed to our journey, right? We have put in the effort in order to achieve these things, to meet our ancestors or the universe or the Most High halfway. And because we've been putting in that effort and energy into creating this life for ourselves through our life path and destiny, right? The ancestors are saying, yes, wish fulfillment is on its way because it's divine timing, okay? And then with the Queen of Pentacles, right? The ancestors are saying we are stepping into that role of abundance, right? Of luxury, of financial stability, right? Of structure, because focusing on our lives in a way where we can be more productive, right? Do the things that we want to do in order to get out there, right? To achieve our life's purpose. That is where our sense of regality or royalty comes in, right? That is where our ancestors are saying that you have gone through all of the trauma and all of those negative things in order to get to where you are, right? And where you are being prepared to sit on your throne. You are being prepared to have that life where you are stable, where you have been nurturing yourself, right? And you're able to nurture the things in your reality so that they can grow, they can become more, bigger and better, right? And then with the World card here, it's like a karmic phase being closed out. It's like a cycle in your life that you've needed to go through when it comes to learning lessons or experiencing trauma in order to grow or become more of who you're meant to be, has already been experienced. You've learned those lessons, you've experienced those things, and you've gotten through them, right? And the ancestors are saying that in your near future is going to be a time where you are at the point of closing out all of those cycles. And what I mean by closing out means that you will not experience them again, right? Unless you consciously make the choice to fall back into your old ways of doing things, where you're going to need to learn those same lessons over and over again until it is drilled into you, right? And it has become a part of your psyche, that it becomes like a habit to live in that certain vibrational frequency. So I definitely see that those cycles are closing out, right? Because of the vibrational frequency that you are rising to in order to be the person that you desire to be. Now I'm going to get a Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle cards. I'm going to get 3 just to close out the message for this reading. So let's see what else the ancestors have to say to us today. Oh, there's one. Okay. Discernment. I will read it in a moment. Let's just get the rest. Okay, I'm going to take that one. We have Crown Chakra. And then the last card we have is Change. Yeah. Okay, so there's definitely beautiful and big changes coming in. Okay, so discernment. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So with this card, I definitely see that your ancestors or the universe or the Most High has been sending you messages, synchronicities, and signs through your intuition, right? That is basically your discernment, right? Using your gut instincts to guide you. But keeping in mind, staying humble and staying connected to our spiritual selves is a great point when it comes to discernment. Because if we are not connected to our spiritual selves, it's very difficult to listen to our discernment, right? And then the next card here is we have Crown Chakra. So the Crown Chakra, the frequency of the Crown Chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. And I feel like this, especially for the message from the recent past and present time, in the reading that I did, is talking about the Crown Chakra, right? Because here it mentions it supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. And this is basically what we're doing, going from our recent past into our present time, with the Six of Cups, the nostalgia, the Nine of Wands being the wounded warrior, and the Ten of Pentacles being the stable foundation, right? This is what the ancestors are bringing to our awareness, is that by doing that, bringing those memories back from the past, or those emotions and thoughts of being wounded, is bringing us to the point of overcoming them in a very stable way, right? And this is how we get to this point of activating our Crown Chakra. So the next card here is Change. So the frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. And this is going into our near future part here, where we have wish fulfillment, right, being the Queen of Pentacles, and the World, where it's closing out the negative situations or karmic cycles from our past that no longer serve us, and bringing in that birth of the new, right? The life that we've been creating for ourselves, that we've put the effort into building and structuring correctly so that we can have that stable foundation, right? So there's definitely change here coming in for us. I actually want to pull one more card. Which card am I being drawn to? My Green Witch Oracle. Okay. So, I just want one card from this deck. Let's see if the ancestors will give us one or five. So, one card for this. Oh, thank you. It is only one card for a change. So, we have Duality. And as you can see, the fruit that links to duality is bananas. So, with this card, I just heard, for some of you out there, your spiritual animal, your spirit guide animal is a seahorse. Now, with a seahorse, the main keyword is adaptability, right? And that links to this duality. having different aspects of reality merge into one in order to create that whole picture. And that is how we internalize things, right? We take the different aspects of everything we've experienced in our lives and we bring it to where we are now, right? That is bringing it into a whole and using that knowledge and wisdom we've gained from those experiences to move forward with more knowledge, wisdom, grace, and ease, so that we can use what we've learned and experienced in our lifetime in order to have that life that we desire. So, keeping this in mind, duality, make sure that you are working on balancing yourself out so that you can understand the different realities that can become and using them to forge the reality that you desire, the reality that links to your higher self, to your life path and your destiny. Indeed, if you like the way I read, please like, share, and subscribe. And talk to people about me. Get them to follow me, please, and thank you. And blessings to you all.